Hi everybody, this is Andrew Lengerich again from Elevate Physiotherapy, bringing you week 2 tune-up. Some things to work on here. We're going to be focusing on the upper body, more specifically the shoulders and neck area. So a lot of times these are being used during like planks, push-ups, overhead presses, things like that, but they also get irritated from sitting at a computer all day. We get in this slouched forward posture, so today we'll be working on some things that are going to help to kind of undo those stresses of normal everyday work. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get started. Grab your foam rollers and you're going to lie on it perpendicular to it. You're going to put it right below your shoulder blades, hands up behind your head, flare your shoulders out, open that chest up, and then you're just going to roll nice and easy back and forth. Now if you find a spot that feels pretty stiff, what you can do is you can put your butt down and then you can just lean back over it. You might feel some pops and clicks in the back. That's okay. Hang there for a few seconds. Come back up. You can find a couple spots like that, or if you find the one spot that really feels stiff, you can just hang there and give yourself little breaks. The goal with those extensions though is to get it movement through the upper back. So what I don't want is I don't want arching of the lower back during that. Keep that nice and flat, just movement through the upper back. Rolling nice and slow. So I want your hands behind your head just to make sure that you're not putting added strain on the neck itself. So it should be pretty relaxed here, being supported by your shoulders. All right, so when we get that rounded forward position, our pec, take your lacrosse ball and you're gonna kind of put it right here on the front side of your shoulder and on your chest, and then you're gonna lay down on it here with your arm out to the side. You wanna roll and find a position, a point where it might be a little tender, and you're just gonna hang out on that spot. Don't be afraid to move it around a little bit as you go. If you want to, you can move your arm up over here, or you can just lay down and take a little nap for a minute or two. But we want to open that chest and shoulder up so that we get it in a good position when we're doing all of our push-ups and overhead presses and all that fun stuff. So when we're using the foam roller and the lacrosse ball on certain areas, it should feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be excruciatingly painful. So you can kind of vary the amount of pressure you put on there, and everybody's going to be a little different. If you're someone who's had shoulder issues in the past, it might not take as much pressure for you to feel some discomfort there. So you just want to gauge that. Every time you come to do this, it's something that you kind of want to be reassessing how much pressure you put through the muscles. So you should be aware of that every time you go out to use the lacrosse ball or the foam roller. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Again, just find those tender spots. And then if you need to, you can move your arm up and down, just showing some different variations of things you can do. As you get your arm up further over your head, you might feel that it's a little more uncomfortable. That's just because the pec is being stretched a little bit more while you're having some pressure on the muscle itself. All right. Now what we're going to do, we got the front side there. We're going to go ahead on the back side of the shoulder here. So what we're going to do is you're going to be either on the shoulder blade itself, on the rotator cuff, or you can be between the shoulder blade and the spine. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take the ball. Again, you're just going to pin your body weight on it. You can find some spots that are tender. Once you find them, you can move your shoulder in a lot of different directions. So you can move it up overhead and come back down. Or if you want, you can just leave it to your side and just rotate. Let your arm fall like you're getting your back of your hand to the ground and back in. And again, you just want to make sure the pressure is enough to cause a little bit of discomfort, but it shouldn't be excruciatingly painful. Now, sometimes when you're working through these muscles, you might feel a little bit of discomfort on like the front side of the shoulder that feels a little weird to you. That's perfectly normal. Sometimes those tender spots and trigger points in the muscle can cause pain that goes down into the arm a little bit and across the front of the shoulder. That's nothing to be concerned about. All right, we'll go ahead and switch to the other side here. Now, if you're someone who's had a left shoulder problem or something like that, I would recommend spending some more time on what you feel you need. If you know that one side usually bothers you more than the other, then that's where I would go ahead and spend most of your time. Again, just finding those spots and then nice, slow, easy movement through the shoulder. All right, now you can do this sitting or standing, but we're going to work on some of the muscles, stretching the muscles in the neck. So the first thing you're going to do, take your right hand, put it behind your back here, kind of lock it in place, and then you're going to bring your ear to your shoulder. So don't shrug your shoulder up to your ear, kind of gently pull like you're bringing your ear directly to your shoulder. We're going to hold that position. Just feel a nice stretch there. Again, it should feel a pull, a little bit of discomfort, but it shouldn't be painful. All right, let's go ahead, switch sides. So the reason you put your arm behind your back is it kind of locks the shoulder in place so that that shoulder doesn't come along for the ride with you. Again, this is stuff you can do not just for recovery after a workout, but things you can do sitting at your desk while you're at work. You know, if you've been staring at a screen for a couple of hours and you're feeling some tension in your neck, this can be a good way to help alleviate it, just sitting at your desk taking a little break. All right, one more and then we've got one last exercise after that. So there's two major muscles that get tight from sitting and having that slouched over posture. One is the upper trap, which we just addressed, and the other is the levator scapula, which is a slightly different stretch. So what you'll do is you'll turn your head to the left just about 45 degrees, and then you're going to bring your chin down towards your chest. Kind of almost like you're trying to bring your nose to your armpit. So you should feel that stretch a little more down through here, not so much out through here. Let's go ahead and switch. Again, just turn to about 45 degrees and then pull in the back of your head like you're pulling your chin down to your chest, almost like your nose is in your armpit. All right, switch again. We'll do one more to each side.